Good afternoon. I'm still waiting to see if Restream is going to actually let me stream. It shut me down a few times already. But let me see. I've been going for almost 30 seconds, so I might be good. Finally. Finally. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until, I don't know. Until I'm not going to be here that long today. Not going to be here that long today because I plan on coming back at 7. Carolyn. All right. That means I see somebody sees me. That means I am on. It kept shutting me down. I've been trying to go live. It kept shutting me down. But it looks like it's back up now. Good. Erica Hummins. Good afternoon. Butler Brown. Good afternoon. Said from Cartersville, Georgia. Cartersville. That don't sound like a big city. And that sounds like some good living. Sierra from Boston. All right. Says happy Friday from Boston. Andrea, good afternoon. Y'all not telling me where y'all from, though. Y'all know. I need information. Tanya. Wait a minute. Man, skip that one. Tanya, good afternoon from, is that St. Louis? Seattle? I'm not sure. STL. Which is that? Rick, checking in from Coleraine. All right, Rick. Jerica or Jessica Vaughn, checking in from Dayton. All right. Anthony, checking in from Clifton. Myosha, screaming at me. You know where I'm from. I didn't say where you from. Where you at? St. Louis. Okay. Tanya, Garrett. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but from St. Louis. All right. Andrea says Gulf Manor. Fame. We got Kentucky in the house. Poughkeepsie. Is that how you pronounce that? Erica says she in Reading. All right. Getting all that speed trap money. Bonita, Roselawn, Shirley. What's up, cuz? From Westchester. Let me see. Tina. Oh, Tanya, not Tanya. My fault, my bad. It all kind of looked the same, but I guess it's pronounced different. Brenda Fairfield checking in with us. All right. Hey, you can't beat that. Terry from downtown. Checking in. It is Friday. I don't normally do the weekend review on Friday anymore. Just because. But I feel like some stuff happened this week, and we need to recap. A little bit. Fame says New York, not Kentucky. Oh. I could have swore there was a N. It was not. I mean a K. It was not. It was an N. My bad. I didn't mean to make you from Kentucky. I don't normally do a weekend review anymore. I don't know why I stopped it. I just did. But, this week kind of was all about Lady C. Lady C's out. Everybody's happy about that. Well, not everybody, but after we watched the video and we saw what happened, I think a whole lot of us said, what they did was wrong. And some people didn't. Some people didn't see it as wrong. And for me, it is, but it's not just about Lady C. Like I said, there were so many takeaways in that video to me. Of course, one of which being try not to engage with the police. I know they came to her house and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not saying she's at fault. I'm just saying Try not to engage with police. And when you have to engage with police, don't offer any information that you don't have to. And, you can, for the most part, you can always stay silent. You can always stay silent. And from my perspective, clearly, they didn't have a reason to arrest her. So what they chose to do was, and the terminology for it is that I still call it an arrest. Look, if you come, put me in handcuffs, put me in the back of a car, I can't leave. You take me somewhere where they hold me for any amount of time. As far as I'm concerned, I'm under arrest. But I know and I don't want to say, she was committed to, somebody tell me, what's the appropriate terminology? So I don't keep saying arrested, and then people like, well, she wasn't arrested. What she was remanded to, I don't necessarily want to say kidnapping. But that is kind of a thing. She was detained. Yeah, but they can, she was, but actually when he first walked up on her and he told her, you're not detained. You're not detained. That is, look, just for the record, if a police officer come up and start asking you questions and tells you you're not detained, walk away. Walk away. All right? That's just a tip from me. I'm not a lawyer. Hold on. I got to put it up here because I got to make sure that everybody know. I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. I'm not even playing one on the internet. I'm just giving you tips that I've come up with through watching a whole lot of police interactions. And just for the record, what they did is not new. And I don't even mean it's not new to her, like she said they did it in 2021. I don't even mean it's not that kind of not new. It's not new. Now, those of you who watch me on a regular basis, I watch a lot of police interactions, cop watch videos, First Amendment audits, et cetera, et cetera. I watch a lot of those. And I see this a lot. Very rarely does it go to the level as what happened with Lady C. Very rarely does it go to that level. But I see from time to time when police are irritated or upset with a person that they're interacting with, and they can't find that, like they be looking for something to arrest them for. They look for something to arrest them for. Like a guy might say, hey, you coming too close to me. What, is that a threat? They're looking for a reason to arrest them. But they can't find a reason to arrest them. A lot of times this is what the police say. Are you okay? Do you need medical attention? Is everything okay? You seem a little out of sorts. And I'm beginning to be concerned about you. If you watch enough cop watch First Amendment audit videos, you will see that a lot. It's like a workaround probable cause. Like, I don't have anything to arrest this guy for, or this woman for, or this person for, but they really getting on my nerves. And I want to hem them up. But they're not doing anything illegal. They're not doing anything wrong. And I really want to get them. If I say that they didn't seem well mentally, I can cuff them, put them in a car and take them somewhere and have them held. It's not the same as locking them up, but I'm upset right now or, whatever the case may be. And I want to punish them because sometimes that's what it is. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I believe sometimes, I think we've all seen people out and about doing things and you're like, ooh, they need some help. They need some mental help. They need, because that exists. That exists. We've seen, I don't know about y'all, I've seen videos of people running down the street butt naked. I saw a video of a dude that looked like he was trying to eat himself. I think he was on some drugs or something. But he looked like he was trying to eat himself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, those are the people who the police should come up and be like, I mean, I know there should be some sort of intervention unit or something like that. Some mental help people. I don't know what they call it. I know that there's one here, but I don't know what they call it. It's a mental crisis team, whatever. I don't know what it's called. That should happen. But Jessica says, you can eat yourself. He was trying. This dude was, and he was biting himself. He was bleeding. He was trying to eat himself. He was trying to eat himself. So I didn't think you could. But Jessica says, crisis team. Thank you, Miss Vaughn. That's not her real name. I'm picking with her and Lincoln all at the same time. Her name is Jerica Van, but Lincoln likes to call her Jerica. And the other day it was Jessica. I don't know where that came from. So I'll alternate between all of those. Real name, fake name, Lincoln name, the whole nine. But yeah, a crisis team would be cool. But if you run up on somebody and he's eating himself, then I can see you. Look, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a mental health professional. But this end is biting and chewing and swallowing his own flesh while he's writhing around on the ground. Let me handcuff him and get him some assistance. He's having some sort of a break. That makes sense. That makes sense. But sometimes they do it and it doesn't make sense. Sometimes they do it and it doesn't make sense. And that was the deal as far as I was concerned with Lady C. And it's something that we need to kind of focus on, maybe a little bit. Lady C says, and she said it in the video to the law enforcement officials, that she was told that they do this on a regular basis. And I do wonder, who goes and checks on people down there? Who goes and how many people are actually down there just because police wanted to punish them for whatever reason? How many people? I mean, we don't know. We don't know. But it's something to think about, and it's something to look into. So that's out there on the table. I don't know if we'll watch the video again. I don't know that anybody even wants to see it, but it's available, I guess. Of course, tonight, I'm looking forward to, hold on, before I get to tonight, the January 6th committee. Now they are gonna they voted to subpoena Donald Trump. Do you think he's gonna show up? Is he gonna fight it? Is he gonna fight it? I think he'll fight it. I don't think he's gonna show up. And I'm not sure that they'll do anything to him. I just, for the life of me, I don't understand why this man gets away with the stuff that he gets away with. And he might not be guilty of taking top secret documents. I mean, he probably is, but he might not be. Let's, for sake of argument, he might not have been guilty of colluding with Russia, just for the sake of argument. For the sake of argument. He might not be guilty of trying to interfere with the election. Again, just for the sake of argument. But some of the stuff he's guilty of. He's not done things that he's been ordered to do a number of times. Things that if I, the king of talk, said, I'm not doing it, I would get locked up. I would get locked the F up. Not just regular locked up. I would get locked the F up. But he gets to just not do it and just be like, I'm not doing it. And then go around the country holding rallies, telling people how he didn't do what he was ordered to do. And the people around him get to do the same thing. Like, we subpoenaed you. Yeah, I'm not coming. And then, maybe get a few weeks in jail or something like that. You can do that. You can just decide, I'm not going to do what you said do. I'll tell you what I think would happen if it were me. And I got subpoenaed to court. And I just flat out said, I'm not coming. And they wanted me there. Here's what I think would happen to me. Just to me. They would lock my black A up until I decided I was going to testify. Period. They might even check every day. Like, hey, N, you ready to testify? No, I'm not testifying. Okay. I'll still just be sitting there. They come back the next day. Hey, N, you ready to testify? I think that's how they would refer to me, to try to demean me. In my mind, that's what they would do. And I'd be like, no. And then it'd be like 6 months. And they'd be like, hey, N, you ready to testify? I'd be like, no. Case be all over. Decided. You still didn't testify. You ain't getting out of here till you say you ready to testify, Ed. I think that's what they would do to me. That's what I think they would do. All right, y'all. Hold on. I got to make a quick run. I got to take this little baby to her daddy upstairs. He's here picking her up. I'm not going to leave y'all with total blackness, but I'll be right back. All right. I am back. Woo. Um, where was I? I'm sorry, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, they would lock my black A up. That's what I was saying. And that's what I think would happen. That's what I think would happen. Be months later, I'll still be in jail. But he get to get away with it. And I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I guess you're the right person, the right race, the right amount of money, the right amount of influence. They let you get away with stuff. They let you get away with stuff. So that's that. They're gonna subpoena him. I don't know that we learned anything else out of that. Tonight, I am looking forward to Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. And I'll be honest, I'm not being right. I'm not being fair. I'm looking for a train wreck. That's what I'm looking for. I will be watching, looking for a train wreck. I don't really know and or care all that much really what Warnock has to say. I'll be listening because I mean, he's going to be trying to be a senator or trying to keep his seat. So I'll be listening to him and paying attention to what he has to say. His views on the issues and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know a whole lot about how, Georgia voters will view it because I don't know a lot of the issues that are going on in Georgia. But I want to hear Herschel Walker. I want to hear him try to answer questions. And I do say try to answer questions because I genuinely believe that man is not bright at all. And that he can't answer any questions. That he can't answer any questions at all. So I'll be watching it kind of like watching, some what they call them, dramedy. A drama with a lot of comedy in it. Maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe. But I don't know if I believe that he will. Okay, hold on just a second. I need to do this here. Okay, I'll call you when I get off. All right. Bye. The lovely Mrs. Iris Rowley. Uh, yeah, there's a couple things we got to talk about. Sorry about that. I had talked to her earlier today, and she said she would call me, and I didn't want to just blow her off. So, let's see, Angela. Maybe E-Man can use his kingly ways to get her first incident in 2021. I'll talk to her. I mean, this time I'll actually put in a records request. See if I can get any information about it. But I'll talk to her about it. Talking about Lady C, Yvonne. And again, y'all, I'm not like I'm really concerned about the issue. And again, y'all know me enough to know I'm, as y'all call it, petty. Y'all call it petty, right? And y'all know how I feel about people who try to get me fired. Y'all know how I feel about that. Maybe y'all don't. I look at all of the people who tried to get me fired over all of the years of me being there. Not just people who complained about different things that I said or anything, but people who actively called to try to make me lose my job while I was raising kids and had a family and trying to live my life. And you're trying to get me, a black man, just trying to make an honest day's living, you trying to get me fired. I have an issue with that. I don't think I've ever in my life tried to get somebody fired from their job. Because whatever my beef is with you, I still want you to be able to eat. You know what I'm saying? I still want you to, you know what I'm saying, be able to raise your kids or whatever. So she was one who did do that, like really aggressively for a really long time. So when I look at this, it's not like, oh, he just defending his friend. We wasn't friends. But I look at stuff and I say, was that right? But my little beef with you is different and pales in comparison to law enforcement being crooked and doing things like that. I don't care. We can beef later. Because that could be my sister. You know what I'm saying? That could be my cousin. Or, just like now, that could be just some random person who don't deserve it. Janet's going to beat me. Who doesn't deserve it? You know what I'm saying? That could be. So, you put beefs aside for something. It's bigger. It's bigger than that. Angela says there's a principle to this abuse of power. Yeah. So, you can't, nobody can say, he just taking up for his friend. He just did it. No. I see, thank you, Angela, an abuse of power. I see an abuse of power. And again, when you think about this, y'all, which is why, you hate police. I don't hate police. When you think about this, even those little things like that cop hitting at least 60 miles an hour on a stretch of Redden Road in the dark, in the rain. Little abuses of power lead, in my mind, to bigger abuses of power. And what can you do? What can we as normal citizens do? If a police just decides he or she wants to abuse their authority. Like, from this perspective, what was Lady C's recourse? Nothing. Get arrested. Get taken, detained, whatever. Get taken into and put into custody. What was she? If she would have resisted a little bit, they would have been able to now add a charge of resisting. Thank goodness she didn't resist. She just, don't do this. Thank goodness she didn't resist. Because they would have been able to add a charge, which they didn't have a charge before. So you can't even resist, really. I mean, legally, my understanding is, I got to put it up here. Anytime I start saying that. My understanding is that legally, you can resist an illegal arrest, but don't try to resist an illegal arrest. Because they can kill you for that. You know what I'm saying? They can charge you for that. Don't resist. So if you can't resist, what can you do when law enforcement just decide we're going to abuse our authority? And that's why I'm always keeping my eye open. You know, but all you want to talk about is police. I just keep my eye open. That's all I'm really trying to do. Keep my eyes open. She's also dealing with a small municipality. Unfortunately, being a black woman, had she resisted, she could have gotten killed. Yeah. Yeah. And again, really think about it. What did they come there for? Somebody, I guess, made a complaint about her. I have the reports. I could go to the reports and see. But somebody made a complaint about her. What did they walk away with? Nothing about the complaint. It completely ceased to be about the complaint. The complaint was I don't know why I'm drawing blanks on my words, y'all. What do they call it when you come up with something as a way to get to something because you can't get to the something that you actually want to get to? So you say, I'm going to do this so that I can get to that. Ruse, that's not the word I'm looking for. Red herring, not the word I'm looking for. So like a pretext to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna go and ask about this complaint. But that ain't really what we concerned about. That's not really what we concerned about. Because did you see how quickly the complaint, they listened to her story? Yeah, false pretense. False pretenses. I don't know that that's the word I was looking for, but that is what I'm going for. That we're just investigating a complaint. Here's what happened. All right. Whatever happened to the complaint? Whatever did they resolve about the complaint, about what they said they came there for? What did they ever resolve? Nothing. Nothing. They listened to her story and then said, I fear for your safety, so I'm locking your black ass up. That's not a direct quote. You telling me that this is the punishment for somebody saying that I threatened them? No, it's not. It's not. So what did they resolve about the complaint? They didn't care about the complaint. I think I agree with Lady C on this one. They went there with something already in mind. Was it the gun? I'm sure they wanted to get a gun away from her. Sure. But I'm not 100% sure, of course, that was like the main reason. Y'all ain't calling it what that's clearly not the word that I meant. I was not looking for that word, Angela, or that term. No, that's what it was. But that's not what they call it in legal circles. It's not what they call it in legal circles. But yeah, there's so much about it that's concerning. So much about it that's concerning. That I just... And like I said last night, and I know a lot of y'all didn't get an opportunity to watch last night. But like I said last night, the council person bothered me. Because, look, just like I got a redacted copy. And that just means like when he flipped open that computer and it was blurred out. There were a few different places in the video where stuff was blurred out. That's redacted. So when Lincoln half-ass asked her about could she post the video on Facebook, and she's like, well, the copy I saw was not a redacted copy. Think about this. Think about this. I got that copy a couple hours after the Lincoln Ware show. She was like one of the very last callers on Lincoln Ware show. They didn't go through and do all that redaction between Lincoln Ware show and when I got it. That already existed. It already existed. So if she really had any interest in, transparency, she could have posted that video. She could have posted that video. And hold on. And just for the record, I want to be super clear about this because I don't know why. It just for me. I didn't get the video. I didn't put in a public records request for the video or anything like that. Some wonderful person reached out to me and said, "Do you want this video?" And I said, "Absolutely." And they said, "All right, check your email." And they sent it to me. So I didn't do any leg work. I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. I just took what somebody gave me and showed it to y'all. But I didn't put in the work. For the people who put in the work, thank you. For the people who reached out to me and said, because basically what they were saying was, people need to see this. And I believe you will let people see this. So that's what, oh man, you used your resources. No, I didn't. Somebody else wanted you to see it, and they knew that I had a platform that people would look at it. So it wasn't me. But it shouldn't have had to been me. It shouldn't have had to have been me. Coerced says, what was her name? Who? Yvonne? That's her name, Yvonne. Lady C, she goes by on the radio. Yvonne Collins is her government name. Broken Wing says she should have kept her mouth shut. She did no favors. She should have, but talking shouldn't get you arrested. Telling the police coming, you should keep your, again, I'm a big proponent of this, but I want to be clear. I'm not saying she brought it on herself because she talked. You shouldn't talk, but talking shouldn't get you arrested if you're not saying anything wrong. Broken Wing says, I'm talking about the councilwoman. What's the councilwoman's name? I don't remember her name, and I heard it about 10 times today. What's the councilwoman's name? The councilwoman from Norwood. I think if you just look up Black Norwood councilwoman, that's what'll come up. Susan Hoover. Susan Hoover. I'm sorry, I'll put it up. Carolyn says Susan Hoover. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Things are crazy. Let me see. Is there anything else? Anything else? You know what? Can I touch on something that I've been hearing a lot of? I know y'all like, Emanuel, you can't transition. Y'all don't know what I'm about to say, but y'all gonna be mad at me. Like, you can't transition from this to that. You can't. It's not right. It's not fair. Don't transition from this to that. But maybe I'll hold off on it, okay? I'll hold off on it. Maybe we'll go a little more gradual to that. No, it's the least smooth transition ever. The least smooth transition ever. This thing with Deion Sanders and the coach at Alabama State University, Eddie Robinson Jr., is irritating the heck out of me. It is irritating the heck out of me. Look, as far as I'm concerned, having gone to Alabama State University, all right? Having gone to Alabama State University, I support in spirit Alabama State University. Okay, they lost the game. But Deion was, according to all accounts, kind of disrespectful leading up to that whole thing. He was disrespectful leading up to that whole thing. And after the game, it's customary to do a handshake on the field. The dude was willing to do the handshake, but Deion wanted to do, the brother hug. He didn't want to do that. And he stuck his hand out like, no, In essence, I'm not hugging your disrespectful ass. I respect that. I respect that. Now, I know, Deion, Hall of Famer, so on and so forth. I know that. And now, a lot of people are going to be on Deion Sanders' team. Most people are. But you can't just be like, how you going to force me to hug you? You know what I'm saying? You don't force me to hug. Only person I forced to hug me is that little baby. She ain't got no choice. She going to hug me. But other than that, Nat says, stop it. Eddie Robinson was performing, but you gave your bias in advance. How do you figure? How do you figure? Situation was funny. You can't just be disrespectful to people. Now, Deion, in essence, kind of make it like he was a prize fighter and he had to sell the fight. Like, I was just selling it. Y'all had a sellout. Y'all ain't never had a sellout. I don't know if that's true. I'm pretty sure that's not true. But you selling it, walking through our warm-ups, that's selling it. You selling it by showing up late, that's selling it. And because you showed up late, we didn't even get a chance to do the handshake before the game, which is a show of respect. But you selling it. No, he was disrespectful. He didn't punch him or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He just, we not doing the hug thing. Because you was disrespectful. And now, do I got to hug you? I ain't got to hug you. I am not Paw. I am grandfather. Told you I made that transition a few months ago. I'm not Paw, I'm grandfather. Hold on. Somebody said Davis Divine want to know, why was the police called? The police were called, and this is according to Lady C's story. Some guy pulls up to her house. White guy pulls up to her house. She believes she's kind of being stalked by this person. She sees him. She waves at him so as to say, I see you. He says, oh, did you want something? She said, nah, I just want to say I see you. They get into, I'm going to call it a verbal altercation. He leaves, and then I guess he goes to the police. And he says she threatened him. She was on her property, and she threatened him. Thus, the police came. Diane say Eddie Robinson still coaching. Not the dead one. Not the dead one. And this guy's not related to the legendary Eddie Robinson. This guy's Eddie Robinson Jr., but he's not that Eddie Robinson's son. So, no, the dead guy is not coaching because he's dead. The other guy with that name or with a very similar name is coaching at the Alabama State University. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that the dead guy is not coaching. I'm pretty sure. Deion got to realize every man don't want to touch and hug. And he probably would have. He probably would have if their, you know what I'm saying, their relationship leading up to this wasn't rocky. He probably would have. As a matter of fact, I believe, and I'm saying I believe, because y'all know my memory be hazy now. My memory be hazy. I'm a long hauler. But I believe, maybe not last year, maybe it was the year before. 1 year, Alabama State beat Jackson State in football. I think it was Deion's first year there coaching. And they put Deion Sanders' picture up on the big board after the loss. And Deion was a little bothered by that. And so that rivalry has just kind of built since then. I don't believe it or not. I think this is good for the SWAC. I think it's good. A good rivalry? You can't beat a good rivalry. So now you know the next time they play, that'll be at Jackson State. We call it Jack State. That'll be at Jack State. That'll be a big game. It'll be huge. Dude just salty JSU whooped that ass. I'm sure he wasn't happy about that. But his point was, I'll go out there and I'll shake hands. Why not? F it. But I ain't got to hug you. Daryl says he team prime all the way. Why? That's what I want to know. Why? The game over. We shake hands. I don't have to hug you. And then, of course, at the press conference, he says, he's SWAC. Deion Sanders ain't SWAC. I kind of know what he mean by that. I kind of feel him on that. Like, it's nothing you can prove. It's something time will bear out. But a lot of people get the feeling. Maybe not a lot of people. I get the feeling. Deion Sanders is in it. Cool. He's in it. And he's bringing attention to HBCU football to a degree. But Myosha says, what does SWAC mean? SWAC, Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's a conference, college sport conference, consisting of a number of schools in Southwest Ohio, the Southwest, or really in the Southeast for the most part, but consisting of a number of schools, HBCU schools. It's just a conference, like the SEC or the Big Ten. SWAC is this conference. But a lot of us believe, and hope maybe we're wrong, Deion will be there. He gonna definitely be there this year. Once his son is gone, a job open up, I wouldn't be shocked to see Deion go elsewhere. I wouldn't be shocked to see Deion Sanders go elsewhere. If he gets an opportunity to coach at a, quote, big school, I wouldn't be shocked to see him go there. And I think that was the point that Coach Robinson was making, was, and I'm not knocking Deion for that. But I think that was the point that the coach was making was, look, I'm swag. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the love of the swag. I'm all about this team, this conference, this thing. He there, but do y'all think he there for this? Or is he there because this is a coaching job that he could get, he could take, and be a springboard to something else? And a lot of people believe that that's the case. It's a springboard to something else for him. And again, I'm not knocking him because of that. But I think that's what he meant when he said Deion wasn't swag. I think that's what he meant. But again, I'm not anti-Deion. I'm really not. I'm not anti-Deion Sanders. But I side with Coach Robinson on this one. And there might be some built-in bias there. Because again, I did go to Alabama State University. But that's really it. That's all I got on that. Nothing big. Like, I'm not, going to be on here bashing Deion Sanders. Not going to be on here bashing Deion Sanders. Let me go to the phone. See if I got Brent.
Good afternoon, Emanuel. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, and you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just want to talk about this whole Deion Sanders deal, and I'm a little conflicted.
All right.
Because what good has come out of a Hornet? You yourself are, have been known to spray some of your winged friends, in defense of your sanity or humanity when it comes to the bug spray. But, being a proud Tuskegee University alumni, ain't nothing good come out of Alabama State or them stinking Hornets.
You still mad about them Turkey Day Classics, ain't you?
Look, y'all punked out, didn't want to play us anymore. That was the only time we would get shine and get national attention before everybody started playing on Turkey Day. So I'm a little pissed about that. I have to admit that.
I used to enjoy the Turkey Day Classic myself. I went to a number of them, even before I was in college. When we would go to Alabama on Thanksgiving, because a lot of my relatives are Alabama State University alum. Yeah. And that we would go down there and we would kick it and go to the Turkey Day Classic. And then of course when I went to school down there, of course, that was the thing. So
yeah, and that was the one day out of the year where you were guaranteed to get HBCU coverage on ESPN. Because they would always show highlights, and they'll show a quick 5-second snapshot of the Battle of the Bands, and then show the final score. But Tuskegee and Alabama State were on the map for that 30-second segment that they were showing there. But the reason why I'm conflicted is with Deion Sanders.
All right.
Because today is National Be Bald and Free Day, and if I recall, wasn't Deion as bald as a cue ball, and then he went away. It's like in wrestling. He got injured, sold an injury and came back. And he came back with a full, luscious head of hair. What in the world happened with that?
Was Deion bald? Was he? I don't know why. I don't recall him ever being bald. Was he?
Look, I think he boys with Bosley in the hair club with men now. But I remember him being as bald as a cue ball, and I think he had some of them hair plugs like his fellow Cowboys player. What's the white dude's name? I can't even think of his name now. He's a tight end. But but yeah, but I think
Oh,
he
you
got
know I don't.
earplugs too. So that's why I'm conflicted. That is why I'm conflicted. But yeah, I mean, ain't nothing ever could come out of being a Hornet.
But
So,
now,
but yeah,
hold on. Are you with me on the idea that maybe Dion is not swag? Maybe Dion is there. It was a coaching gig that he could get, raise his
yep,
profile, and then once a high profile school comes available that he has the opportunity to go to, that's where he'll go.
yeah, I agree. Because he even had his prime time. Well, the Prime Time Academy, I think it's still in existence here in the Dallas area. I'm not certain because there were some questions about money and everything, but yeah. And Deion Sanders went to Florida State, which is right next door to another HBCU, not Alabama. I'm sorry, Florida
Florida
A&M.
A&M. Yeah.
So the Rattlers.
Yeah.
So him and his Jerry curl and his baseball contract was over there in Tallahassee across the way, hollering at the honeys over at Alabama. At Florida A&M, but he went to Tennessee. Goodness, I'm screwing up all the HBCUs now. And he went over to Florida State to the Seminoles. So yeah, so it's the Hornets. They got me flustered.
They do that. They do that.
So yeah, so I understand what he was saying. It wasn't a knock at him being black or anything. It's just that he didn't go to an HBCU, had an opportunity to roll up and be the coach of Jackson State, and his son is the quarterback, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody know the game. But is he doing a good thing overall for HBCUs? Yes. Should the coaches and in NFL and the other sports pay attention to HBCUs?
Hold on. Hey, here's my question. Is he doing a
Uh-huh.
good thing for HBCUs? Or is he doing a good thing for him? And
it just so happens to get a little
maybe an
right.
HBCU or two benefits, but has Dion being at Jack State changed America's mind and or perception of HBCUs or just of Jackson State for now?
Yeah, I think that's just temporary, and it hasn't changed their opinion of it. It's made a lot of people, a lot of white people. Let's be real with it. Actually, know that there's HBCU. What in the world is that? You even say PWI to them, and they don't understand what that is because it's always been, about them.
Yeah.
It's been about the predominantly white institutions, and even though a lot of them, they got goldfish memory or just ignorant that, most of the greats. Back in the 60s and 70s, they didn't have no choice but to come out of the HBCUs. Yeah, so I think the shine has the potential to be long-lasting, but I think a lot of these black athletes now, because of these NIL deals, now have more of an opportunity to go to an HBCU. And in football, you're not going to be able to change the game. But man, just think if you had just a handful of excellent talent go to basketball, be a one and done, or even track and field, and they could win if they're a D1 school like Jackson State, Alabama State.
Yeah.
They could win or place very highly in the national, on the national scene, get shine from there, because once you have the players, the cameras are going to follow, and that means the money is going to follow, so you'll get more of that. But
No doubt.
I totally agree with them. Don't go there for, $500,000 check to get your brains beat in and your kids get hurt for that check when other similarly sized white schools get paid twice that to get their brains beat in. So yeah, go get that money that is comparable to what the white schools are getting. Don't just be giving them leftovers and the crumbs and scraps. So I definitely, when it comes to that standpoint, I agree with them on those whack deals that the folks signed, but in a lot of cases, they got people in charge of finances that should be in charge of finances. Yeah. So that's what HBCU's got to step up. Know your worth. Know your worth. Stop accepting crumbs, and you can still get that money too.
All right, Brent.
All right. Hey, well, have a good weekend. Hey, thanks again for last night. Even though you interrupted me eating my gyro with no onions, but
It's not a gyro, by the way.
Gyro, gyro, hey, they know it. They know what to give me when I pull up to the drive-through.
All right, Brent. Hold on. Where are you getting your euros from?
We have a bunch of spots down here, but one of them is called Olive Burger. And the
Oh,
one thing
okay.
I haven't had from the Olive Burger
No, it's
restaurant
cool
was
because
actual burger.
I just thought you was gonna say Arby's, and I was gonna.
Oh, but they do have the meats. But but no, I tried it from there. They okay, but we have a bunch of goodness. Dallas is a big melting pot, so we have a bunch of Greek spots and people from that area of the world, Albanians, that they make some pretty good ones. I just can't do the white onions, so they don't just settle well with my stomach.
All right.
Grilled onions, yes.
Well,
White
Brent,
onions, man, they.
Go
ahead.
I believe tonight at around 7, I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna do my best to maybe we'll have a watch party, the Warnock Walker debate.
Oh Lord.
I,
Prediction. Herschel Walker is going to walk off the stage after getting flustered.
You think so?
He's
That
gonna,
would
he's
be
gonna
hilarious.
make up some cockamamie excuse. He's going to be mad just like all, Grifton black Republicans are mad as hell about CTR and making little white babies feel sad for slavery. And so it's going to be a total and complete joke. He's going to do worse than Sarah Palin not answering any questions.
That's what I want to see.
He's going to go way off in the weeds.
That's what I want to see. That's why I'm watching. If that doesn't happen, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I got to find out what channel is going to be on here. But I know it's not going to be on Amazon Prime, so I don't have to worry about that when it comes finding the football game. So.
Well, yeah. If you can't find the channel, I believe it'll be on the Late Night Experiment with Emanuel Livingston.
Excellent.
All right.
Hey, well, take it easy and have a good weekend.
Hey, you do the same. Thanks for the call.
All right. Bye.
All right. That's Brent calling in. Yeah, I believe I'm going to get an opportunity to check it out. I'm going to do my best. Angela says it's streaming on Facebook. It might be streaming on this channel. Are you going to show the debate on YouTube? Tony, that's the plan. And again, for the YouTube people, for the Twitch person, and for anybody who might be considering watching on Twitter, I apologize to y'all for last night. That was not my fault. I tried to go on the way that I normally go on, but something was wrong with Restream, which is the service that I use to broadcast to all of the different social medias. So I do apologize for that. Yes, Twitch. I think I got one. Every once in a while, hold on, let me see. If I hold this here. Yeah, I got one person right now watching on Twitch. One. Hi, Twitch person. So, yeah. And again, if something goes wrong, then you can watch it on your own. But I have every intention on watching that debate right here. But I apologize for last night. Let's see. Anything else? There was something else that I wanted to discuss. I can't. Y'all know, I hate when this happens. I was out all day today. I got up, of course, took the little baby, and went, and I was laying carpet today. Another one of my projects, but I got it done. I did. I had to recarpet one of the rooms, so I got it done. But that was like my entire day up until around 2:30 when I had to leave and go get the little baby. So that's what I did today. So just this whole not being employed, so I have a lot of different projects thing. Really, it wears on you. Unemployment is exhausting. Myosha says Trump getting subpoenaed. I talked about that already. The fact that I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to show up. And then what are they going to do? So yeah, I discussed that. Rim shot, laying carpet. No, legit. Everything ain't a euphemism. I was legitimately recarpeting a room. There's, take up the old carpet, take out the, what they call them, tack strips or whatever, lay down some new carpet. Yeah. I did all of that. Yes, the football thing was the hard pivot that I was concerned about. Yes. What time you streaming? Sometimes my notifications don't work. My understanding is it's coming on at 7. So I'll probably come on about 5 minutes before just to try to see if everything functions the way it's supposed to function. So probably about 5 minutes till 7. Look for it. Like I said, unless something crazy come up, that's the plan. Myosis says, I hate carpet. Hardwood is where it's at. I kind of like both. I like the carpet and I like it bare. Either way, I'm cool with it. No problems. So, yeah. Also, I think I told you I'm going to get out early because I'll probably be coming back at 7. Also, there may be a queen of talk. What are you talking about, Emanuel? Let me tell you, I'm minding my own business. And I'm told that someone has named themselves the Queen of Talk. I'm like, people can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't just declare this stuff. It's stuff you gotta go through to be, at least stuff I had to go through, to become the king of talk. I didn't just willy-nilly one day say, oh, I'm the king of talk. It was a long process. But now somebody want to be the queen of talk. And I'll tell y'all exactly who it is. Listen. See, you catch people scheming. I was sent the audio of the person scheming to be the queen of talk. Check it out.
Oh, okay. I feel better. What'd you say?
I'm the queen of talk and mommy's the queen of talk.
Why?
Because we're both girls.
Oh, who told you that, Papa?
Yes, Mom.
Papa told you the queen of talk?
No. He just said he's the king of talk. So that's how I said I'm the queen of talk.
Oh. Did you tell him that? You should tell him. You need to tell him you think you're the queen of talk.
Well, he's going to say I'm not the queen of talk.
Why would he say that?
Because
what? You think he's going to say no?
I always be rude to him.
Why are you always being rude to him?
I don't know.
It's because you like grandfather.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it is.
Mm-mm.
That little baby scheming to be the queen of talk. I have to say there was some logic there. So he say he the king of talk, so I say I'm the queen of talk. Oh, that little baby. Of course, that was her mama. She secretly recorded that conversation and sent it to me. She thinks she the queen of talk. You can't beat that little baby. You say what you want to say. Can't beat that little baby. Ah. Uh, oh, but she won't tell me because she know I'm going to tell her. You ain't no damn queen of talk. Oh, I thought that was funny and kind of cute. One of these days, I will allow her to call herself the queen of talk. All right, y'all. I don't really have anything else. Wait a minute. It's Friday. It's Friday. And I was told Friday I'm supposed to do my question. I'm supposed to answer some questions. So if you got questions, let's see. It's 4:24. We'll give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes to get any questions in that you may have. This is where I will answer any question that you ask me that I feel like answering. Any question, nothing is off the table. Any question that you ask me that I feel like answering, I will answer. All right? And if there are no questions, then I go. And I got to go. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board to ask a question. But you can type a comment in. You can ask a question. Tony wants to know, he's got a question. Are you going back to the buzz? Are you going back to the buzz? It's a good question. More than likely, no. More than likely, no. That's never been the plan. That's never been the plan. Again, they let me go, and it was strictly because of the shot, the vaccine. But then once I left, that's it. Again, things would have to change for me to go back, and I don't get the perception that anything is going to be changing. I don't get that perception. Angela says, what if they made you program director? I was program director. I was. So, yeah, no, that wouldn't change anything. That wouldn't change anything. Let me see. How many of Herschel Walker's children are going to be in the debate crowd? Zero. None of them will show up. That's my thought. That's my thought. R. Wash says, why are you such a hater? Look, I'm a hater because I'm supposed to be a hater. I hate people. I hate it that people harm children. I hate that. I'm a hater of that. I hate that people take advantage of the elderly. I hate that. Hate it. There are a number of things. I hate injustice. I hate police brutality and abuse of power. I hate it because I'm supposed to. You should be a hater too. You should be a hater too. I'm a hater because somebody had to be. Somebody had to hate this stuff enough to say it's bad, it's wrong, and we should do something about it. That's why I'm a hater. Sierra, are you going to do another live remote with Wyatt? Absolutely. If the opportunity comes up. Absolutely. You know, the one we did over the summer was kind of a trial thing. I thought it went pretty good. There's one or two things that I would do different. But for the most part, I thought it went well. And yeah, I would do it again. No doubt. I believe that is our plan. Let's see. If Lincoln retires, would you, with a bump in pay? It would have to be a big bump. A big bump. But I would, sure. I would. Look, I like talk radio. Before I start working at the bus, I listen to talk radio like all day. I listen to gospel talk radio. I listen to regular talk radio. I listen to what I'm going to call country talk radio. I listen to, sports talk radio. I like talk radio. So getting the job was like, hey, this is something I would do anyway. So I get to get paid to listen to talk radio and then to do talk radio? What? Yes. So, yeah. Is Lil Baby the true queen of talk? No, she is not. Um, Angela says she didn't know. Yeah. I know a lot of people didn't know. I didn't tell people. As a matter of fact, I actually told people. I used to tell people the real Terrence Howard was my boss. I used to tell him I remember, Jerry Tolliver had, been, she wasn't fired. That's not the terminology they use. Her job was eliminated. I think that's the terminology that they use. Either way, they fired Jerry Tolliver. And at that point, they made me the assistant program director and basically gave me all Jerry Tolliver's duties without a bump in pay. That's a whole nother story. And so on air, the story was Terrence Howard, the real Terrence Howard, is the new man in charge. He wasn't. No knock on him, but I just thought it was funny. And when I said it, what started happening, and I know y'all don't be believing these stories, but Terrence could tell you, people started calling Terrence Howard to complain about me. Well, you his boss, you get da. And then people would call the radio station, usually old men. I don't know why old men be beefing with me. I've never understood that. But the old men would call, and if I would say something they didn't like, they'd be like, see, what it is, he just mad. He mad because Terrence got that position that he thought he was going to get. That's why he mad. And I'd be thinking, number one, I never wanted the position. I would have much rather had Jerry Tolliver here because she did an amazing job. Number two, I did get whatever you think that position is. And number three, you're a crotchety old man. Lighten up, biatch. That's what I would be thinking, but people started complaining, trying to get Terrence Howard to fire me. Why was that so many people's goal? Why? I never understood it. But that's the way it is. It's the way it is. Davis Divine says, if Lincoln retired and they asked you to come back, would you? Under the right circumstances, absolutely. Under the right circumstances, absolutely. Do you think you'll ever reconcile with Diana Ross's daughter? No. I don't wish bad on that woman. I just can't support her because of her attitude. So you go ahead and watch whatever it is she's in. I know she was in the Blackest show, but it's off now. So you go ahead and support her, and I ain't got beef with you supporting her. I just won't support her because she was just a nasty human being. So because of that, I won't support her. But I wish the best for her and everyone. The greatest storyteller says, I hate MASH. All right. I actually kind of like MASH. What do you do for fun? Everything. I'm really like a big kid. I will go to the trampoline parks and jump. Like that's what I want to do. So I will take time and go, and sometimes I don't even take the little baby. I go to the trampoline park and jump on the trampoline. I play basketball. Yes, I play basketball. I'm not good, but I still play. All my little side projects, I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy fixing stuff. I enjoy doing stuff. I enjoy doing the lawn. I enjoy, all of that kind of stuff. Of course, I watch wrestling, shoot pool, half decent at that. I used to bowl, and once my wrist gets better, it's getting better. But once my wrist gets better, I'll get back into bowling. I watch movies. I listen to music. I at almost everything. I took some pottery classes. I enjoyed that. I enjoy going to the gun range. I enjoy that. I do a lot of stuff for fun. I'm one of those people who I'll try it, sure. And then if I like it, then I'll try it every once in a while. The little cars. That didn't make sense. I can't think of what they call them. Not the drift carts, but they're similar to the drift carts. It's like lawnmowers on a little toy race car, and you go to the little track and you drive around. I do that. I'm like a big kid. I just like to do stuff. That's what I do. When will you restore the HVWA? I think that has seen its last day. Have you seen an abundance of white people in Avondale? Not in my part of Avondale, no. I mean, I see some homeless people in my part of Avondale. But I don't see a lot of white people. Angela says, do a holiday, food, or toy drive. Interesting. Earlier, were you looking for the phrase probable cause? No. I was kind of looking like at a pretextual thing where I still can't think of the exact word that I'm looking for. It'll come up and I'll be sitting there minding my own business and I'll be watching. Like tonight after the debate, I'm probably going to watch Halloween Ends because it premiered on Peacock today. So after the debate, I'll probably watch Halloween Ends. And probably somewhere I'll be watching Halloween Ends and the word will come to me. And when it does, I shout it out. And Mrs. Livingston will look at me like, why are you screaming out random words? And then I'll have to pause Halloween Ends to explain the whole thing. And she'll be looking at me the whole time like, can we get back to the movie? But I will have to explain it all to her because she asked. So that wasn't the word, but it's, when you go there, like a pretextual stop, except they didn't stop her. Miss Pittsburgh said, good afternoon. Do you think Black Adam will be a good film? I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be okay. I'm much more excited about what'll come next. Because Black Adam versus Superman sounds fun. That sounds fun. And that's gonna happen. So I'm looking forward to that. Crystal says she hopes she'll be able to come to the live airing. All right. R. Wash said he did a judo move. You hated on Lincoln messing with his pockets. Who hated on Lincoln messing with his pockets? I don't think you know what you're talking about. But I guess you got a right to type it. Misspellings and all. Did Jeff Weiler censor Gene Galvin? I don't know. I have no idea. Not to my knowledge, but maybe they did. I always liked Gene Galvin. He was a good dude. Have you and Nate considered doing a show? We talked about it one time. One of these days, I'm going to have him come on the show. But we did talk about it and when I say have him come on the show, because, I can, like how Wyatt and I do the thing, I can do that as well. And so one of these days, I'll have him come on and we'll bounce some things back and forth. It'll be some things that we disagree with because we disagree on a number of topics. Tony says, y'all winning this weekend. I'm not sure who y'all is and what you're talking about. I would say I plan on winning this weekend. Everything I do this weekend, I'm winning. And I'm assuming, Myosha, when you say Nate and I doing a show, you're talking about my brother, Nate Livingston. I've not considered doing a show with anyone else with a name similar to Nate. No. But with my brother, we talked about it. Let's see. Phyllis says Love Talk Radio. All points of view are welcome in my opinion. I'm a need to know person. All right. Jeannie says, am I hearing a no? But if Lincoln retires, yes. Let me be clear. In all honesty, I don't think that there's a chance in heck that I would ever be invited back to be a part of that radio station or that radio company. I don't think I would have an opportunity to go back. But if the question was, did I enjoy it? Yes. Would I do it again? Yes, under the right circumstances. Do I believe it'll happen? No, but I'm open to it. Let's see. Brent, the new Bad Boys. That was fun. I enjoyed like almost every second of the Bad Boys of the Buzz. I enjoyed almost every second of that. It was just really enjoyable. It was the right mix of people and the right mix of ideas. It was the right mix of people and the right mix of ideas. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly. If I could do that again, I would. But, finding that right mix is always the challenge. But that was thoroughly enjoyable. Dora says, who is Brent Beard and why does he hate you? It's funny to me because I know that you don't care. I don't think Brent hates me. Brent likes to tease. He likes to tease. I didn't like the way that sounded. He likes a good joke. So a lot of it is just him kind of, I take it the way that, when I pick with Lincoln, I don't hate Lincoln. I mean, I'm sure, Doris, you know this. I don't hate Lincoln. I just love to pick with Lincoln. And that's kind of the way that I take it with Brent. Then somebody from the outside would be like, you hate Lincoln Ware. But, anybody from the inside, no, I'm like, no, he don't hate Lincoln Ware. Just that's the dynamic that their relationship has. And he really enjoys that kind of friction dynamic. But like I said, people on the outside, they don't know. So it looks like one thing. And I think that's what it is, Doris. Are you still shocked by the Reds opening day flasher? I was not aware that such a thing happened. Raven said your sound dropped. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that. I hope it's fixed. I might have just started talking low. I do that sometimes. I got issues. Let me see. Old men beef with you because of your old man voice. Because I don't listen with humility. Emanuel, where is the guy that sounds just like you? I don't remember his name. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know of anyone that sounds just like me. Can we hear you do your Lincoln voice? No. No, I don't even know that I have a Lincoln voice. Let me see. Are you live streaming the debate? I believe I am. Check at around 6:55, 7 o'clock. That's when they say the debate comes on. So check around then. My intention is to, if everything works properly, like yesterday, I did the show. And then when I came back to go live, it didn't work. And I'm sorry, I'm not holding my phone the whole time that I do a live stream debate. Not doing that. So we'll see. Samuel says, what did she do? I'm behind on the comments, so I'm not sure who she is. If you can ask the question as if I don't know what you're talking about, then I'll tell you if I can. All right? Don't say everything. All right. I don't know what that means either. I'm behind on comments, so What's up with the boiler and tree removal projects? They're on schedule. They are on schedule. They'll be done when they're supposed to be done. Tony wants to know what happened to you getting the gun club together. You know what? I could do that now. We could do a gun club. Okay, because before the radio station was really kind of gun club. Oh, we don't know, and I'm not with them anymore. I could do a gun club. Stay tuned. Let me see. Would the right circumstances be getting Lincoln's current pay, side commercial deals, your name on the studio's marquee, and a free Jeff Wyler car? No. Some of that. Like, look, there's no way in the world they're going to pay me what they pay Lincoln. Y'all think I be joking. Lincoln makes a lot of money. They're not going to pay me that. They're not going to pay me. Like, when you Google Lincoln Ware, I don't know if y'all know this, but when you Google Lincoln Ware net worth, last time I did, because somebody told me, I didn't even know this was a thing. It was like $10.5 million or something like that. And Lincoln always, they get money. If you make the kind of money that Lincoln Ware makes, that he's been making for, 20 years now, and you don't have that kind of money, you've been doing something wrong. You've been doing something terribly wrong. Lincoln is rich. They're not going to pay me Lincoln Ware money. I'm not even sure it would be fair for me to ask for Lincoln Ware money. Lincoln been in the game for, 62 years or something like that? I've only been in the game for like 20, 22. So yeah, no. And I'm not a commercial deal type of guy. Like, for me, people didn't even want to come on my show. You have to be really likable. I'm not all that likable. I'm hateable. You know what I'm saying? I'm hateable. I'm not likable. You have to be likable. I'm not that. And I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not, but yeah, no. Lincoln, but they would have to be some money. Some money would have to happen. Pottery, was it like the movie Ghost? Kind of was, yeah. Except for wasn't nobody all up on me, behind me. But yeah. Let me see. Man, I'm so far behind on these comments. When is the debate? Tonight at 7 o'clock is what I saw online. Janice, oh my God, I can't wait to hear Hershey Walker. I'm right there with you. I'm going to be so disappointed if by some miracle that man comes in and he's like coherent. I'm going to be so disappointed. That's not fair to say, but it's true. Let me see. Samuel, Diana Ross' daughter. He want to know, what did she do? She was just rude and nasty. I don't really want to go through the whole story, but she was at the studio. We were having a conversation. She didn't like what I was saying. She turned to her person, her assistant, whoever the young lady was. And again, the assistant's sitting here. She's sitting here. I'm sitting here. She could have just looked at me and said what she wanted to say, but instead, she looked at her assistant and said, tell him not to talk to me. And the assistant, with her dumb ass, she doesn't want you to talk to her. Bitch, please. I talk to whoever I want. She was just a nasty person. And then she went and bashed me the next day at an event that I had just got booed from. The wounds were still fresh from the big time booing that I had just gotten. And she comes out and pours salt on the wound. Miss Mundy says they say y'all sound alike, but I don't hear it either. I don't hear it either. Me and Dave Stinger, who's a good dude. Have you heard from him? He interned here for a minute and then he didn't show back up. Well, maybe he found something better that actually paid. On schedule to be finished before. It's on schedule to be finished when it's supposed to be finished. Who am I to put a time limit on this stuff? He is a millionaire. You are hateable. I am hateable. I just Googled Lincoln's net worth, and it is 10.5. Wow. You thought I was making it up? I told you, I don't make this stuff up. I don't make this stuff up. Let's see. Herschel Walker will not answer any questions. He'll just do his own questions and answers just like Sarah Palin did. I really want to come up with some kind of something. With some kind of, I don't know what, but almost like a drinking game every time he says this or something like that. I just don't know what. So somebody come up with something that can make this debate even more entertaining. Even more entertaining. Let's see. Janice says, this is regarding Lincoln Ware and those who have been in business for years. Joan Rivers said to the audience of Wendy Williams' show, you might think it's easy to host a 2 or 3 hour show without a script, but it's not. It's very true. Very true. And the good ones make it look simple. David says, that booing was legendary. You handled it well. I have video of it, actually. I found a video of it, and I watched it probably about 2 weeks ago, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. Myosha says, Dave Stinger is trash. Dave Stinger is a good dude. The D? Come on. You can't beat the D. Ladies love the D. And I remember when he was on the air, he told the people, you can get the D for 4 hours straight. And I was thinking, I can't do that. Let me see. Benzino. Yes, Benzino. Yes, he was there. He was hosting. You got some powdered donuts? I do not. What did you do to deserve booing? Told the truth. I told the truth to a room full of women. I was the only man in the room willing to tell the God's honest, unadulterated truth. And those women at that point were so used to hearing. They were so used to hearing what they wanted to hear that they could not accept the truth. They couldn't handle the truth. That's it. I just told the truth. I promise that's it. Mary Myers, she's checking in from Vegas. She just tuned in. Mary Myers. And I think she tuned in because somebody brought up Benzino. So she thought Benzino was the at that time. Let's see. Key.
What's going on, Emanuel? How are you?
I'm doing good. Key, how are you?
Hanging in there. I was just calling. I'm laughing at you, cracking up when you was talking about that video. What's strange is, I watch you on YouTube. So when I first started watching you, when you started your experiment show, it jumped up in my algorithm. I'm like, what is this video?
Yeah.
And I looked, and sure enough, it was you, like you say, on the panel. And I'm like, what Benzino doing? Where is this at? And your hair wasn't gray
No,
as
it
it is
wasn't.
now, so you know it was a while ago. So I'm like, this must be some old video or something. But yeah, somebody got a recording of it, so it's on YouTube, you guys.
It is. If
Y'all
you
want to
just
check it out?
search, go on YouTube and search the name Emanuel Livingston, it
Yep.
pops up.
Yeah,
It's
it
it's
pops
two
up. And like I
videos.
say, what's weirdly is like since I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel, I guess it just popped up in my algorithm one day, and I'm like, what is this? Because you on the end of the panel, and Benzino up there walking around. I'm like, what is this or
Telling the
whatever. And
truth.
like you say, the audience they wasn't having it.
They were not having it.
They was not having it. But yeah, I was just calling to support, and hopefully you get it together and do come on later on. I'll be watching it on YouTube, and I might call in again if something crazy or funny going on.
All right.
Okay, so everybody subscribe, thumbs up, and I see your followers are going up on YouTube. Emmanuel, have you noticed?
I haven't actually.
Yeah, they jumped. You
Oh,
and Wyatt. Wyatt jumped tremendously. I'm like, oh my goodness.
all right.
Yeah, so everybody go ahead and subscribe and get these followers up, and then maybe he'll take this full time. He won't have to go into a studio around town. He'll just make his own studio because he'll be getting subscribers and getting his channel monetized. So everybody, thumbs up, subscribe, rewatch it, and keep looking at it.
All right. Hey, Key,
All
I
right.
appreciate you.
All right, I appreciate you. Talk to you later.
All right. That's Key. Gotta love Key. Gotta love Key. Sierra says, I was there, but I can't remember if I booed. What? What? How can you not remember? And why would you boo? Oh, and then old Big Bird came out afterwards because everybody was still worked into a frenzy. And oh, that guy, yeah, I dealt with him yesterday, and he did. And I'm like, I didn't even know. Honestly, I don't know exactly what she said. I just know my phone started blowing up with people texting me like, Tracy Ellis Ross is killing you in here. But I had like right after the thing, I don't remember what it had to do because that was years ago, like many years ago. But I had to leave right after the panel. I was a really late addition to the panel. I was not really supposed to be on it. But then Jerry was like, be on it. Like, your perspective is valuable. So, okay. And then, but yeah, I left and I had to get 40 text messages from friends of mine who were there telling me, she is killing you. I was like, oh my goodness. DeAndre says, I told the women they can't raise boys the same way a man will. I don't think that's actually what I told them. That's not what they got mad about. They got mad about, if I recall, there was a lady who was saying she was the man of the house, or she was a mother and a father to her children. And I was telling her, you could be a mother and you could be the most amazing mother in the world, but you can't be a father because you're not the father. You can only be an amazing mother. That just sounds like super reasonable to me, but that set everybody off. That set everybody off. And I'm like, that's a part of the problem. Like, y'all really think y'all are taking the role. You're not his father. You're his mother. You shouldn't be celebrating on Father's Day as a father, because you're not. And it was something like that. It was something along those lines. But again, you can YouTube it or search it on YouTube. And I really remember, because there was one chick down front, and I knew who she was. She actually went to the church that I went to at the time, but she didn't know. Because, I'll be in the background, doing the sound, doing the video, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people don't even know and or recognize who I am. So she went to the church that I went to. And I know that her husband was our sales director at the radio station. So she had a prime seat. And she was just yelling stuff and yelling stuff and yelling stuff. And whatever the lady was saying, and she was like, "You're not listening." And I distinctly remember telling her, "Baby, I'm not here to listen to you. I'm here to tell you, ain't this panel called What Men Think or What Men Want?" I don't remember. I'm here to tell you what this man thinks. I'm not here to listen to you. In essence, I didn't say all this. In essence, I got information for you. I'm not here to get information from you. I'm good. You needy. Not all women, that particular one. And I knew she was. So you needy. Again, I knew her from church and I knew her husband. And I knew some details about their personal relationships. And she was needy. I knew it. So that's why I had to pause just to tell her, "I'm not here to listen to you, baby. I'm here to give you information." Myosha says, "I wasn't there, but if I was, I'm sure I would have booed." Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Lassie says, "Not Big Bird. She looked like Big Bird. She looked like Big Bird. If they if there was a human Big Bird, it would be her." Shahira says, "I was there. You were horrible." I was not horrible. Y'all can go watch it. Y'all can go watch it. It's just a little clip of it. It's just a little clip of it. But y'all can see I was just telling the truth. I was just telling the truth. I was complimenting the lady because she was an older lady. And I was complimenting, I think I even called her a queen. I don't even use that terminology. Sierra says she was being figurative. She kind of wasn't. Like, she meant that shit. Like, "I'm the father." Like, no, you're not. And, people move from figurative to thinking literal, and they kind of flow back and forth. And she was an older lady, and I don't want to disrespect her, but the way she carried herself was, she thought she was the daddy. Tanika says people don't like the truth. Emmanuel, did you really call her baby? Yeah, that was what came out. I don't plan stuff. I just talk. Because you know what I'm saying. I'm the king of talk, and I'm knowledgeable about some shit. So I just talk, and what come out, come out. And at that moment, that was what came out. Matt says, "They jumped you, E-Man." In the words of Kenny Rogers, "You got to know when to hold them." And that was the thing that bothered me the most about everything. Not the booing. Not the booing. I don't really care about that. Not Benzino. What bothered me the most was the other brothers on the panel. They was agreeing with what I was saying, but they didn't want to say it. They agree with what I said, but they didn't want, and they, abort. Like, legit, somebody was saying that to me from the side. Abort. No. What's the point in being on a panel, what men think or what men want or whatever it is, if you're not going to honestly tell women what you want or what you think? I might as well just not show up if I'm not going to be honest. I don't represent all men, but I represent some. Caller.
Yeah, Emanuel.
Yes.
State Senator Cecil Thomas, can you hear me?
State Senator Cecil Thomas, I can hear you. Hey, what's on your mind, sir?
Oh, I just want to hope the listening audience pays attention to issue 1.
What is issue 1?
I want issue one is the issue on the ballot that talks about the whole bond, bail bond, and wanting to give judges the ability to consider public safety in issuing a bail bond.
What does that mean exactly?
Okay, here's the problem. It's a bad bill. What it's basically saying is that Joe Dieters was very upset that the prosecutors lost a appeal when an individual was put under an excessive bond of $1.5 million. The defense attorney appealed it, saying this is excessive, and the First District Court of Appeals agreed with the defense attorney and said that the bond was excessive and that you cannot use money financially as a sole reason for holding someone in jail.
All right.
And simply the reason behind that is because you're innocent until proven guilty. So you have to be given a reasonable bond. And if a prosecutor feels that this individual is a threat to public safety, there's other criteria that the Supreme Court has put in place that allows for what is called a detention hearing, and you can ask for no bond. But a judge has to allow for a reasonable bond along with other things if you want to manage the movements of that individual if he is able to post bonds. For instance, you can put him on an ankle monitor. You can take his passport away, all of that kind of stuff. There's other criteria there. However, issue one, because the prosecutor lost the case in the appellate court, the Ohio Supreme Court is the court that governs the mandate and the criteria for setting bond. Well, issue one his argument is take that away from the Supreme Court and give it to the legislators. In other words, any criteria that will be set regarding bond will be managed and controlled by the legislators and not the Supreme Court. That's a dangerous rule, and I'll give you a good example. A young man was arrested. He was put on a $1.5 million bond. He sat in jail because he couldn't make the bond. He sat in jail for 7 months. And the sole reason they put him in there was simply because they wanted to say that he was a threat to the community and he should sit in jail. So they used the money as a method to do that. He was found not guilty of all charges. He lost his scholarship to college. He lost his job, but he sat in jail all that time. That's the problem. And so I'm urging everyone, please don't vote yes on issue one. The judges already have the ability to consider public safety in setting bond. It's already in the criteria set forth by the Ohio Supreme Court. And that's why giving it to the legislators will remove the Supreme Court's authority, and that's what you don't want. You've already seen what the problems of giving the control to the legislators when it comes to gerrymandering. And now they want to take a portion of the control of the Supreme Court and put it into the legislators' hands. That's dangerous. It's going to violate the issue of excessive bail, financial excessive bail, which is a violation of the 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution as well as the Ohio Constitution.
All right.
That's why I'm calling, and I want everybody to think about that. Please vote no.
You're saying no on issue one.
Yes, it's going to fill up our jails. Think of it this way. If money was a sole criteria that you can use to hold someone in jail, the rich will get out and the poor will stay in there. Public safety will not be impacted in a positive way under this rule, simply because I could be a serial killer. If I'm able to get out on bond, if I'm a millionaire serial killer, I can get out on bond. So how does that make you much safer by putting a huge bond on me?
I
That's
understand and
what's
I agree.
Okay, well, and folks are confused about it
All right.
because the first portion of the bill says give judges the authority to consider public safety in setting bonds. Now, think how ridiculous that sounds. What have they been doing all these years
Right.
prior to?
Right.
They have the ability.
Yes.
But Joe Dieters twisted the language. But the real attempt is to get control of that out of the Supreme Court and give it to the legislators.
All right.
All right.
State Senator,
Oh,
anything else?
no. Well, I just want to throw in there. Keep in mind, the Ohio legislature has a supermajority Republican control in both houses, and they want to make themselves appear to be tough on crime. So I guarantee you, if they got control of this, they're going to make sure if you commit a crime, all you have to do is the prosecutor would have to say, this person is a threat to our society, threat to the community, and they'll be in jail forever.
All right. Hey,
Alrighty.
I appreciate your call, sir.
Thank you. I'm enjoying your conversation.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
State Senator Cecil Thomas. Can't beat that. Yeah. So there you go. Vote no on issue. I actually agree with that. I actually agree with it. I just always assume, I like to let people discuss the issues and okay. I'm actually a little back and forth about the bond thing. Like, I don't have a problem with not giving people bonds. Like, almost doing away with the bond system. I understand. I mean, you gotta just say no bond if you're a danger to society. But I understand, you gotta have some way. Again, it's supposed to make sure that people show up and all of that kind of stuff. So I get it. But I'm with Cecil. No on issue one. All right, I do have to get ready to get out of here. Let's see. R-Wash says, typical E-man narcissist behavior. Thank you. Mary says, Nate was on the panel. Nathan Ivey was on the panel. Ivy says, he told you to abort. I believe he was one of the ones telling me to abort. He was. Dora says, I'm glad Cecil Thomas called in because I had no idea. That's why it's always good to let people explain things. Vincent said he said nothing about Lady C situation. I'm sure he's heard. Well, she's out now. And I thought about even asking him about that, but I'm like, she's out. Look, he might have been influential as a state senator in getting her out, but now that she's out, it's more of a legal, civil issue. Maybe, something about her losing her right to have a gun, but I imagine that's something that her attorney will also address when the time is right. So, I'm not sure if that's why I was like, not sure what he could do. Had it been 2 days ago when he called, then I would have been like, yo, Cecil, Senator Thomas, let me ask you about this Lady C thing. What can you do to look into this? But since she's out, and again, that doesn't mean that the entire situation is over. That just means I'm not sure what he could do. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here because I got to be back in now less than 2 hours. So I got to run. I got to do some things. Enjoy your weekend. If you don't come back at 7 o'clock, or if I don't come back at 7 o'clock, enjoy your weekend. I don't know if you're going to Blink. If you're going to New Orleans to the game, if you're going to, I only know that because Lincoln said he's going to New Orleans. I don't know what you planning on do, what you plan on doing, whatever it is. It's got to be, whatever it is, just be safe. All right. I hope something amazing happens in your life today. You still got time. It's been the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. My title is the King of Talk. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Oh, okay. I feel better. What you say?
I'm the queen of talk and mommy's the queen of talk.
Why?
Because we're both girls.
Oh, who told you that, Papa?
Yes, Mom.
Papa told you the queen of talk?
No. He just said he's the king of talk. So that's how I said I'm the queen of talk.
Oh, did you tell him that? You should tell him. You should tell him you think you're the queen of talk.
Well, he's gonna say I'm not the queen of talk.
Why would he say that?
Cause
what? You think he's gonna say no?
I always be rude to him.
Why are you always being rude to him?
I don't know.
It's because you like grandfather.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it is.